show exactly where we are and how deep we are. Patty, come on over here. Lady to help organize this event. It is going to tell you personally what ObamaCare has done to her family. Pattie Curran.
Thanks for coming out today. I'm not a very good public speaker and I don't have a teleprompter. I have no cards. This empty chair represents Kay Hagan for me. Back in March, I drove with my friends to Washington, D.C., and I went to her office, and the senator has yet to respond to me. I call weekly, I've written letters, and I've emailed, and still no response. I gave Kay Hagan copies of our medical bills, and still no response. In 2005, my husband's employer covered my children's pre-existing conditions without ObamaCare and without a HIPAA letter. There are employers that do this. To give you an idea what ObamaCare has done to my family, from 2005 until 2010, our deductible increased $50. That deductible has increased $1,200 since 2010. Our out-of-pocket maximum had increased $500 from 2005 to 2010. It has now increased $3,000. The one thing that I think epitomizes ObamaCare is that a medication that protects my son's kidneys from damage, for 5 to 6 years prior to ObamaCare, it had a copay of $131. That copay today is $532. I don't know of anyone that could afford to buy an iPad or a laptop every few months. We certainly can't. We're the family that falls in between the cracks. If my husband made less money, or if we didn't have insurance, the drug company would give it to us at no cost to us. The government actually prevents them from doing so. In 2009 and 2010, our premiums stayed the same. Since 2010, our premiums have increased $1,528. I'd like to ask President Obama and Kay Hagan where that $2,500 savings is. Pay $4,000 to $5,000 annually for copays for medications. We're now on track to pay $10,000 just for my children's medications this year. As of August 12th, we were at $5,775.42. A blood product that my son infuses once a week, it's called IgG. That copay has increased 100% since ObamaCare passed. While it's still relatively affordable, it's a 100% increase. In 2006, we had a neurosurgery and 4 other surgical procedures, and our out-of-pocket max was somewhere around $16,000. This year, we haven't had nearly the medical year, and we're already at $19,940.33. My family is crashing, crumbling, whatever, and when you contact Kay Hagan or even Richard Burke, they don't care. They don't care. They don't care to defund ObamaCare. And really what they're doing is they're not defending my children, citizens of North Carolina. The decreased ability to itemize deductions may not affect many of you in this room, but ObamaCare changed that this year. And I know Ronald Reagan started the itemized deductions for medical, but it used to be 7.5% of your AGI, and now it's 10% of your AGI. So a family making $100,000 prior to this year, the first $7,500 of their medical expenses could not be deducted. And now it's $10,000. And I want to ask President Obama how that's not a tax increase on the middle class. Because they continually tell us that there are no taxes other than, of course, the penalty, correct?
That's a lie.
We've had doctors that we've known for 15 years, because as you can tell, I'm quite political. I plan rallies, I do whatnot. I love to wear my Second Amendment shirts into the hospitals just to twerk them. And I bring up ObamaCare prior to being passed, and they would not discuss ObamaCare politics or anything. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, this one doctor pulled me aside and he said, "It's horrible, it's miserable, it's the worst it's ever been, and it's collapsing." And this comes from a doctor who never wanted to get political, and that scares me. Doctors are leaving Wake Forest here in our own town, laying off 950 employees, and that decreases the quality of care that we all receive. After 17 years of chronic illness, I can tell you that we've seen this decrease. You have a longer wait time. It's everywhere, from the office staff on down. The medical device tax. In my household, we have probably an entire room that falls under the medical device tax. The catheters that my son uses every 4 hours now has a medical device tax placed on it. The pump that he uses to infuse the blood product now has a medical device tax placed on it. All of the supplies that we use for his infusions have a medical device tax placed upon them because they come from a home health company. This hurts families like mine because we all know that these companies pass it on. And lastly, I'd like to end with something a nurse told me. She said, I just want you to know that as a nurse in the hospital, I am right there with you about this Non-Affordable Health Care Act. Hospitals and doctors' offices all over this country are dying. You cannot offer more free services, get paid less, or not at all for your usual services, be sued frivolously constantly, offer every employee health insurance, and at the same time install government-mandated computer systems that require multi-million-dollar security software and dozens of IT people to manage it. I cannot tell you how many extra hours I have spent at the computer. I should have gone into IT. We appreciate your constant activism. We often live in fear of speaking out as our jobs are literally on the line.
Pattie Curran. She is a citizen activist. We can learn from this lady. Thank you, Pattie. We appreciate your passion and your enthusiasm. By the way, she's got a video I'd like you to share on YouTube. How many of you have seen it, what ObamaCare has done to my family? If you would share that and keep sharing that, that story is compelling because it's true.